Hello, welcome everyone. We are very excited to show you guys something pretty cool today. We're getting the stream up and running, so I just want to make sure everything is going good. Alan's about to enter frame, so get excited. But yeah, today is a monumental occasion because the moment we've all been waiting for. You're like a shadowy figure back there, dude. That was frightening.
You were supposed to notice me.
I was terrified, dude. I was terrified. You kidding me? Jesus.
No, I heard monumentous and whatever business I had going on in the bathroom, I had to quit. What's going on? What's going on?
I'm very excited to share with you that we have exclusive information from NAB. So NAB is, I think, in like 2 or 3 weeks, and we have the goods. So Blackmagic they made one box camera once, and they've been doing it again ever since with the same body.
They didn't think it could be done again. They didn't think.
And why should they? It was a great design. So that's a Blackmagic micro studio camera and micro cinema camera. But everybody's like, wow, that was great a decade ago. Cool, thanks, man. We would love new stuff, please. So what they did was they finally made, and they will be making, and I'm very excited for NAB because they're going to be releasing their full frame box camera. Finally. Before it was so they had the Blackmagic micro cinema camera 4K and the 6K. Now they're finally releasing the box camera for the 6K. Yeah. So it'll be able to take our lenses instead of having to use micro four thirds. You'll be able to do EF mount. I heard it was either EF or RF. I hope it's not RF because RF is stupid. Yeah. They could do PL, but I'm pretty sure doesn't the Ursa use EF?
Yeah, no, the Ursa uses the EF. So this is just like this is like, how can I say? It's a little unbelievable what's going on with this camera because they're not just adding all these brand new features that we've been wanting, but this is going to be one of the first cameras that actually takes RF, CF, and film. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a DSLR has that mirror that bounces stuff up in the eye. You can actually put. That's smart because similarly to a DSLR where you have the mirror go up and you can see it through the lens. The benefit of that is that you can have all of it going through like a mirrorless camera. Yes. And then it shoots up through the viewfinder, but it also goes on a film reel. And I think what's the coolest part is how they're doing this. Yeah. Is that, how can I say, if you ever worked on cameras, you know your camera it packages in 3 positions, right? It's the camera itself, the lens, and the battery. What they're doing is adding an entire different body, which is the film on top. Yeah, exactly. And it's just a wheel. They're just adding the wheel. You grab the film strip, and apparently it's like a, how can I say, it's a little pocket sleeve between the lens and the sensor of the camera, and that's where the little film goes. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. The only bad thing is it's another wheel for the first AC to add to their motors to control, because on the side it's still a manual crank. Yeah. There's no electronics when using the film side of stuff. You still need a... Yeah. No, this is the thing with Blackmagic is they're very used to just adding in really cool features that you're like, man, I can't believe they put this in there. Most recently on their studio cameras, they added the ability to tether. So you could take your phone, plug it in, and then tether it so that you could have wireless communication with a specific type of switcher. So they are very specific. So this will be the first one that can do film also, which I'm so stoked for because with, dude, Oppenheimer and I'm trying to remember, at least Dune Part 2 also had a huge IMAX film release. And so now everybody's like, okay, film's back. And I'm really psyched to see how that would work out. We don't have any diagrams or anything. We've just seen the list and the charts. And it is the craziest design I've ever seen. Having a box camera is huge for Blackmagic alone. But 18 stops dynamic range. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. Yep. The 18 new stops. Unheard of, really. 16 is top of the line. Yeah. Wall and they broke right through it. And so this is the cool thing that they discovered about this. They said, how can I say, to be able to push is a difficult thing to do because your sensor is doing already so much work trying to pick up all these different pockets of light. I want to call them pockets of light because they're all different depths, I want to say, right? But
With this one, they said, screw it. We just need more horsepower.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's why it also has the new NVIDIA graphics card installed as well, which is like this small.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it between the film edition, doing this, and also I want to talk more about the tethering that you were mentioning, because they're actually partnering up with Dolby, so you can able to see the film, and tether it to your phone, so that like if you're bored at watching, giant screen, I mean, it gets a little obnoxious.
Yeah. Well,
right?
especially when but when you go to the bathroom, the
thing.
benefit is when you go to the bathroom, you can view it on your phone. That's the whole point. You don't want to be stuck in a movie theater and then you're just like, I can't believe I'm missing the best part of Dune when Big Fat Boy come on screen. And you're just like, this is awesome. He's floating and I love it, but I don't get to see it right now when I'm in the bathroom. So you get to take it on your phone with you into the bathroom really quick. And the benefit is that you can't record on your those DRM things.
Yeah.
It's awesome. No, but that's why you pair with Dolby. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so this is exclusive for Dolby screening. IMAX that they might do it too because they're also doing the film stuff. But the thing that when we're talking about finally we got a box camera. It's from Blackmagic.
Yeah.
It's got 19 stops dynamic range. And this is why you mentioned the NVIDIA graphics card. This is why NVIDIA stock is going like crazy. They're partnering with everybody. It's crazy. Now, the benefit of another stock that's not doing great is Apple. Apple created ProRes RAW, which is their proprietary, this is the best RAW you'll ever see. It's amazing. Blackmagic RAW is great. I'm not knocking it. But to get Apple ProRes RAW is like unheard of. Like to be able to license it for stuff.
And I think that's how they did it. They didn't buy license. They just did it.
Yeah.
Which is like, again, it's another move by these people.
No, but Apple, their stock is so low right now. Like, what are they going to do about it? What are you talking about? Yeah. No, but I mean,
they own them.
Well, you need to buy the license, but that's the thing.
They didn't do that.
Well, this is the funny thing is that Blackmagic, they can do kind of anything because right now they're just throwing computer parts together and they're just like, out, I don't care. We're gonna make it happen. And so I am psyched. I am so psyched. Like, are you kidding me? For okay, in DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah.
I'm furious because every time that I want to use a codec from a Sony camera, which more stuff is Sony cameras, or if I want to use stuff from like ProRes RAW, stuff like that, a lot of them need to either upgrade to the newest version. You need to have Resolve Studio. Now that they're partnered with Apple, they have the codec in there. So now you can load it in right from the camera. And similarly, you have the exact same interface as you do with the Blackmagic RAW stuff. So it's so crazy. Now with the film reel aspect of it, it makes a lot of sense for like you to be able to like film reel through. What I did hear is that they are creating a proprietary system for those ACs that are going to be running that stuff. And it's good because we have all this AI stuff coming through, right? And so those cards are going to help to AI upscale a lot of the footage. So you do 6K, it's going to go to 12K. But when you have film, you can do whatever. I think right at 32 millimeter film. And they're going to do 70 later. Hopefully. But right now, the film cartridges, they're only so big. I think they said they were going to do 16 mil, but that would be for the micro version. Full frame version should be 32.
This is all good.
Yeah,
this is all great. It's all good news. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
There is only one problem, and this is the one thing that I cannot verify.
Yeah.
Everything else has been real, but I cannot verify this. Is that I heard that the camera body itself is not going to be like a traditional like Blackmagic camera, whereas like the nice like plastics are. Apparently, they're using the same steel as the Tesla trucks. And this is one, they said to be able to hold on to so much weight of the film. Two, like you said, it's an orgy of computer parts in a single body. Okay. So it kind of makes sense.
But this is where my like computer engineering degree background comes in. What you need is a good heat sink So you need something that will be able to get a lot of that heat out. But if the heat's trapped there, it needs to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's why it's in like a steel chassis, is so that the parts won't get hot, but the exterior might get a little bit hot.
Yeah.
That's why you're not supposed to touch the sides. That's why they made it a box. If you hold a camera like this, then you have to like, have you ever had that problem where you're like holding the camera and then it overheats?
Oh, absolutely.
You're doing like live videography.
Because you're just adding more heat to it. Yeah.
Yes, but in a box camera, it's a box. It's not meant to be held like that. So you're supposed to hold it from the bottom and the lens.
Yeah.
So the sides get really hot. I think they were saying 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That
something like
so yeah,
it doesn't get in the way of recording because like
it's either Fahrenheit or Celsius. It might have been Celsius.
Yeah.
Like the computer parts get really hot. That's
absolutely.
The thing. Yeah.
They mentioned that it's like, oh yeah, this heat stuff, but it's not going to overheat because thanks to the AI program that they. If the camera stops recording, the AI continues it. Yeah. It just keeps like it'll keep going until you call cut.
That's what the upscaling part is. That it'll have a. It's kind of like a proxy, but like we mentioned, there's a 12K version and the 6K version. The AI upscaled part is 12K. The 6K part's are regular. But you really need grips, so you need to like build it out. And I think they're doing ARRI
icicles.
Yeah. They're doing, I think, ARRI rosettes on the sides so that it also doesn't transfer as much heat just through one quarter 20 thread.
Yeah.
But I'm sick.
Have you seen the camera in work? Like the actual body working?
Oh no, I've only seen the schematic images as well as the like spec sheet, and it's beautiful.
Do you
see?
Do you see the steam portholes that come out of the rosettes?
Yeah, no, but that's just
for all the heat.
Yeah.
Like during recording.
I doubt it makes that noise, but like
it's gas coming out of that.
Dude, we just talked. Like, how do you think they're gonna do? How do you think they're gonna do all this? Like, come on, man.
It's Thomas the Tank Engine in a camera.
Now I heard, it's okay. When it comes to the power of it, I heard that you can hook up a Jenny straight to it, and it'll power it for the day.
Yeah.
But it does have a little generator inside that you could use. I don't know if they said natural gas or gasoline.
Yeah. I don't think that matters because it's Hollywood. They have the money for it. But I think, this is what I think the coolest part is.
Sure.
One, they're not releasing the camera instantly. They're releasing it to only one person, and this is to recreate their entire filmography. Yeah. And dude, you're not gonna believe who it is. Just think of your favorite films, right? Yeah. Just your favorite. Not Dune. No, I know. Not any of these. Just your real ones. The real good ones. Okay.
The real good ones. I gotta say, I think it would be.
Don't mess with the so hot.
Oh.
8 Crazy Nights.
No. Quentin Tarantino.
First of all, dude, if Quentin heard all this. Yeah. He would. I'm not gonna fucking use a camera with fucking portholes. Or like, sorry about cussing. Like, you know,
David Lynch is just like, can you shut up about the
shut up about the portholes. I like the portholes. I'm sick of hearing about the portholes.
Now that you mentioned it, I did see a part of the spec sheet. So let's bring up the spec sheet really quick.
Let's bring it up.
What the hell is this?
It looks like somebody really took their time and put a list of Adam Sandler films in a list that looks like from best to worst.
That's crazy because April Fools, everybody. Thank you for coming to our improv session on camera.
you that Black Magic would release something good like that,
you kidding me?
You fools.
Dude, I hope so. I'm glad we made it ridiculous because I would love a from them. They came out with a micro studio camera and I'm like, bro, please just let me use lenses on the damn thing and I'd be happy. But that thing is pretty cool looking.
To think that the thing took raw film like that. Like directly from the lens light to the set.
I was like, yeah, no, then the mirror goes up and you're like, nah, fuck it. No. Get it right in front of the sensor. That's it.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Welcome to our Adam Sandler tier list. I'm quickly going to edit the stream just so that we don't ruin everyone's day?
No.
Come on.
No, I want the wrong audience here. I want everyone who's actually excited about a brand new Blackmagic camera. It's so funny. It's
so funny because it's not even like we used to do reactions, now we don't. So it's more on brand for us to do an Adam Sandler tier list.
I think it's more appropriate. It's way more appropriate.
Okay, final decision. Are we replacing it or not? Okay.
We gotta do what's right. Plus, the other one is a lot better. I don't want this image used anywhere. Like, how can I say? If you pull this up on court on me, I'm done.
Okay, and I'm just going to make the description Keon and Alan react.
React.
That's it. Okay, how do I change the... Oh, there it is. Okay, I had to make 2 thumbnails, just so you know.
This is how important this shit is.
It is very important.
You guys don't fucking understand.
Yep. Okay, and save.
Oh, that one's so much better.
It is. This is quintessential YouTube. Yours is new YouTube. Like the new... Okay, I need to get views. Like, how do we do it?
No, it has to be clickbaity as hell. It has to be.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Welcome to our beautiful tier list.
To the actual show.
We've done it. So what we have now is actually the episode where we, let me see if, okay, that's a different screen, great. So what we have now, and I need to remember that you can't see my cursor, but we have taken all of the Adam Sandler movies we could find and put them on a tier list.
Yeah.
Now these ones at the bottom, I'm pretty sure are the ones that we and nobody else should see or have seen. So we'll brush past them, but you want to...
Yeah.
List.
I think we should just start and go down the list. I'm ready to go down memory lane with some of these.
Okay, let's do it. So, first one is Meatball. You ever seen Meatball? Do you even know what Meatball is?
Is he a kid in this one? Or was he like a little kid?
No, this looks like it was filmed on Super 8 camera. I have no idea what this is. Yeah.
No, what is that?
I don't know. I just want to go down the ones that nobody's heard or seen, including Hubie Halloween.
Okay, no, so Hubie Halloween I actually saw as a meme.
Did you really? What was it?
So get this, is basically all of the characters from Happy Madison, Happy Gilmore, all these Happy Madison, different characters from like his past and like different like past filmographies are literally back here.
Okay.
The movie feels extremely pandering to like old or young Adam Sandler, where it's like
and he's just screaming.
But this one has an actual paranormal thing in which there's there's like Frankenstein thing going on, and he has to stop him. But the thing is, it falls into that like, how can I say, we're beyond the hey funny or loud noises are funny, type thing.
But they are though,
if done correctly.
That's.
I have to do them correctly now, but like I don't know. This one just felt like super pandering to like the old school Adam Sandler stuff. I do think it's really cool bringing back a lot of like the how can I say, like everyone back from the older films and whatnot, but like they're not even like in a role really.
Okay.
It's more like just Adam soloing this entire adventure, where like I feel like a lot of the Adam Sandler movies reacting to Adam.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I don't know, but that's just me.
So I guess I get that. And apparently the stream is a little choppy. We'll see how this goes. It's fine. We'll release the recording later if this thing is super terrible. But yes, so Hubie Halloween, haven't seen it. What would you put it in since you've seen it?
Oh man, this is like
quintessential. It's perfect.
I want to imagine if someone was trying to make fun of Adam Sandler and they didn't land it. This would be like this would be like bottom of the list because anybody can make fun of anybody, but with good taste.
Okay.
And this one just feels more mockery and kind of like. Just mocky, really.
I guess it's fair.
It felt weird because like Adam, you're mocking yourself in a way. You know what I mean?
Stop mocking yourself.
He's like, stop mocking. He's like, stop.
What would you put it at? C, D, or straight F? Straight F.
Go to F.
Same thing. Meatballs. I have no idea what it is. Have you seen Airheads? Do you know what Airheads is?
Airheads. Is that the?
Here, I'll scooch it over so you can see. There you go.
I know that poster. That's Steve Buscemi in there, right?
Yeah.
I think Airheads is the movie where. Isn't he in a metal group in which I'm pretty sure he's in a metal group. They play music. They play metal or whatnot.
Okay.
And for them to get up there, they go to a radio station with fake guns and they're like, play our fucking music.
Oh my. Okay, now I want to watch that movie.
It's like, play our goddamn music,
dude. Hell
and so like the whole dilemma is that like how can I say? It's like, oh, these are bad people, but they're actually gaining fans because like metalheads are like, oh my god, they're doing some metal shit right here. Like they're threatening these people with these airsoft guns and shit.
Oh my god.
But he's not like the main character in this one.
Okay.
That's all I know about that movie. I haven't like actually seen it. I just heard about it like that way. I'm gonna have to like foresee and just keep it there. I like haven't seen it.
That's fine. So put it in. We'll keep it in haven't seen.
Haven't seen it, but like based on what I've heard, shit, it sounds pretty good.
Bedtime stories. This looks like part of the Adam Sandler chronology of stuff that we have no idea about. That's just random. Okay, I made a wish and now something happened.
I think that's the one where his kids. I'm pretty sure that's the one where he has like a kind of like a mixed relationship with his kids, and they're like, oh, read us bedtime stories, but stories actually happen, and it's him like it's Adam Sandler in different environments. Like there's him in I think he's like a knight in some part.
That does sound familiar.
This is a Disney film though. It's very PG-13.
No way.
So I don't think there's any like true Adam Sandler-esque.
Someone a terrible name.
Exactly. Or like in Baby Daddy where was it Baby Daddy where like he takes care of the kid?
Yes, that one's great. I think it was the Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, not Baby
Daddy. Also, someone in the comments, Quisado, said that Dr. Internet says that Meatball was the name of his bulldog. So maybe that's what the movie's about. Meatball.
Oh man, that's an A then. It's gonna be sad.
It's gotta be A.
It's gotta be A. It's gonna be sad. If you involve a dog with Adam Sandler, if you involve a dog in comedy, you know the dog is gonna die.
Yeah.
Like you know something awful is gonna happen to that dog, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Oh god, the stream is so choppy. Okay, everyone, we'll re-upload this as an actual. If you guys want to put this on in the background while you're doing literally anything.
At least you listen to.
Yeah,
beautiful voices.
But I want to do something. I'll put the I gotta put that first thumbnail in the video somewhere because that has to live somewhere on the internet.
Hover it above my head until we're done with the bit. Nice.
So funny. God, it's awesome. And yeah, sorry everybody for the choppy audio. Please feel free to leave if it's too bad. I understand. Moving right along, we got Airheads, we got story times. Now we're getting into the grouping of movies that are just him and people that he knows doing something.
Oh my god, the vacation movies.
Yeah.
The so-called vacation genre.
This one's called Blended, and it's him and Drew Barrymore, and I have no idea what.
Already F. I don't give a shit. I don't care. No. This is
trying to recapture what happened with 50 First Dates, and it's not working.
No. Already no.
Yep. Yeah.
50 First Dates is just one of those movies where like it was just a little too perfect for what it was.
It really is. It's its own like beautiful romantic thing.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
Okay. And
you can't create.
Can't no. Next one's Bulletproof, which I don't know if that's some sort of superhero thing or if it's him as a cop of some sort. I don't know.
Who knows about Bulletproof? In the comments.
Yeah, and that can hear us over the choppy dialogue. If you know, please tell us.
I haven't heard of this one.
Right.
No.
It reminds me of like Unbreakable, so it makes me think it's a weird superhero thing. It's probably not at all.
Where like Adam has like a bad experience with a gun or something.
Yeah,
it's like I need to be bulletproof now, and like.
And so he makes like a giant suit of armor.
He makes a giant Michelin Man Kevlar suit.
Dude, that would be so smart if you don't want to pay him, so you just have an actor come in and ADRs the rest of his dialogue for the movie.
That's all you hear. It's like, oh, that's his best performance.
God. It's my favorite, Adam Sandler.
You know what? That's Bulletproof. Let's put it on C.
Let's put it on C just for that. I don't know what it is, but we're putting it there. Yeah. Going Overboard. It's him in a raft. I don't know what that's about. So.
Oh, D. Put it on D.
Put it on D. Whatever. Who cares?
Sport. Not even sport. That's probably like one of those movies where it's like grown-ups, where like this like half of the movie at that at like the camp section or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And stop.
Dude, we'll get to grown-ups. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
Next one is Hustle, which looks like actually he's acting slightly. It's him like sitting contemplating on a bench.
Is that a basketball movie?
It might be.
I need to look at that poster. If it's him involving basketball, chances are it's a serious movie.
Okay.
Apparently he takes the sport a little serious.
It makes sense. Like
he's been known for hooping in New York. I was like instances of him just hooping around. I was like, damn, that's cool.
Pretty cool. Did you hear about Hassan Abi's story about Adam Sandler
What did he do? What happened?
So apparently Hassan plays like a lot of basketball. So apparently like Adam Sandler was just at the place he was playing basketball. But like everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's Adam Sandler." He's
That's
just
what
like,
I
"Hey,"
mean.
yeah, and he uses that as an opportunity of like how you shouldn't act when you meet a celebrity and how it meet someone that's because everybody shows up and they're just like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's just like, "Oh, hey, huge fan or whatever." And I think Hassan's just like, "Hey, cool." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Adam." And then a kid comes out and is like Gen Z or something.
Yeah,
he's like
tweaking.
Alpha. Yeah, and he was just like, "Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, this is great. Hi, my name's just like, and what's your name?" And like. I get it if you've never heard of Adam Sandler, but like it's one thing to be like, "Oh, okay, like whatever, my name's Adam." Apparently he was like, come on.
So like, man, here's the thing though. You know who Adam Sandler is.
Yeah, I mean, we do, yeah.
Oh, come on.
All the stuff he's been in recently is like terrible Netflix stuff that has come from the fact that he made some good stuff in the 90s.
It's gonna be terrible until he groups up with Black Magic and releases all these films again with that new format. No,
God.
I don't know, man. I feel like Adam Sandler is like one of those names, like, for example, Bill Nye. Who doesn't know Bill Nye the Science Guy? You've at least heard of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
I guess, yeah.
But have you seen him? Like, probably not recently.
That's a good point. Well, he did have a newer show where it was like Bill Nye Saves the World, but that's still, it's so funny to me to think of like, oh man, dude, this person's an icon. But the stuff they made was a decade ago.
Yeah.
So there is a generation of kids that remotely have your like same reverence that are like 18 now.
Am I showing how disconnected I am from the youth?
That's what I mean. Well, it's so funny because like, especially for this tier list, I really wanted to show that like, he's made a lot. Like
flexible.
And he's still making it. Still making stuff, so it surprises me how much just like, oh, Adam Sandler, that guy, he made like a couple things in the 90s. Like, no, he's still making stuff often. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the other stuff we haven't seen is Just Go With It, which is a romantic comedy with Jennifer Aniston, I think it is.
I think
couldn't care less.
Just Go With It is which man, I know a little tidbit. My mom is a Adam Sandler fan.
Oh
I have
my
a confession
God.
to make. My mom
I knew there was a reason
fan.
you wanted to do this, because it's genetic.
It's in my blood. I got Adam.
You got him in your blood. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, sir. You have the Adam gene.
Sir, you're not going to make it. You have crazy nights ahead of you. You got Adam blood. You got Adam blood on you,
He's
man.
like, doctor, when will it be done? After 8 crazy nights.
After 8 crazy nights. But hey, we can finish you off with a click. And then it shows the beeper.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
no, but my mom is an Adam head.
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure this is the movie where he has a ring in which he pretends to be like a widower, I think, or not a widower, someone who has lost someone.
Yes, yeah.
But he uses it to pick up women.
Oh
no, he pretends that he's been broken up with his ex-wife.
Okay.
And she's playing as the ex-wife, but she's not wife, and that's how they fall in love.
That's
and like,
cute.
Yada, yada.
I miss romantic comedies with just such a silly premise.
My comedy's way too vulgar nowadays.
Yeah, or it's just there's not really much of an interesting thing to start with. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with the genre. The only things I've seen are like the Christmas Wish or whatever, which is like
Lord.
the Hallmark crap that shows up on Netflix. They're like, bro, I gotta put something on the back I can laugh at.
That and like, oh my God, when was the last like? We don't date like we used to. You know what I mean?
Go on.
I mean, I'm talking about us because we're in a relationship.
Yeah, we're not dating anymore.
Exactly. So like our dates are like
it's like Godzilla x Kong.
It's like there's do people still go out to dinner?
Yeah, right.
You know, to like better meet each other or I don't know. Again, I'm showing how disconnected I am with the youth.
Disconnected.
We need to go to ice skating rinks.
I think so.
Would you watch a movie of Adam Sandler teaching kids how to like properly ice skate because he was a failed Olympian?
I think you're thinking of the Mighty Ducks. Where do you think is that actually a movie that you're talking?
I think I kind of want to watch Mighty Ducks now.
I watched the Mighty Ducks.
I haven't seen Mighty Ducks in a stinking while.
Yeah, God.
We were talking about hustle.
Yeah. Okay, so just go with it. Regular comedy.
Regular schmegula.
Yeah. Then there's the murder mystery duology. There's 2 murder mystery movies. I think this one actually has Jennifer Aniston, and I have no remote idea what they're doing in this.
Nope.
Nope,
Dude,
just
no.
It's one of the Netflix series. Like he has so much stuff on Netflix that I assume they take a weekend, go out somewhere, and they're like, "Do we have literally an hour and a half worth of usable footage, cool, okay, ADR it or whatever, I don't care.
It sounds too much like, these look like they came out right around the same time that either Glass Onion or Knives Out came out.
Yeah,
and
probably.
That's what they're like trying to after it. Remember, like those movies came out and suddenly everyone was into like murder mystery.
There's another movie we'll get to where it's like a parody because there was another movie that was coming out and it's just like I miss the era of like quick parodies just to jump on a bandwagon, but my god, it's like bad. It's like they're putting
money to these.
No, Netflix, dude, Netflix, I don't know what you're doing, even though apparently they're still the streaming king. I don't know how.
Are they still in debt?
Yeah, but I mean, so is literally every Fortune 500 company. Like that's the whole game. Stay in debt forever. And then Quesado said, I know who Adam Sandler is and what he looks like. If I ran into him, the cognitive dissonance that would happen would make me not believe it was actually him. I agree. I probably, if I saw Adam Sandler, I would just be like, hi guy, who are you?
Like, thank you. It's confirmed. You know, everyone knows who Adam Sandler is.
Yeah.
You may pass him and not notice, but as soon as you hear the name Adam, it's like okay, it's either Sandler or some awful human being.
Well, and did you hear about Henry Cavill in Times Square?
What happened to Henry Cavill in Times Square?
So of course he played Superman.
Yeah.
And so his joke was that everybody's like, oh, I would know that Clark Kent is Superman. They look exactly the same. The dude, to prove a point, went to Times Square and sat literally under a Superman like billboard.
Yeah.
And like with his on it, and he just sat there, like 2 people like said hi or recognized him, and he's like one of the biggest stars ever, and he's like huge. Like, how do you even?
I think, how can I say, those people who say like, how can you not recognize that? One, I don't think you go out enough. People don't just.
Doubt.
You know what I mean? People don't just stare at each other and try to recognize someone. You're either, especially if you're a New Yorker, you're either going about your day, or you know, minding your own business. But no, Henry Cavill, I like that he made that experiment. I really like that. I thought he was gonna be like, watch this. And he puts a mustache on. It's like,
see, now they're going to have to erase this for the movie. Yeah, with all of our outtakes. Okay.
Remember your birthday? We did pin the mustache on Henry Cavill.
Of course, it's my favorite. It's still my favorite game. You kidding me? Okay, so murder mysteries. Who gives a crap? Yeah. Reign Over Me looks like one of those. I don't know what this is, but it looks like one of those like Oscar baity type like dramatic films. I don't. Still, we're still in the. I have no idea what.
Just because of that.
Yeah. F tier. Get out of here, you goose. And then the next one is That's My Boy. I've seen enough about it to not want to ever see it.
F.
Do you know about it?
That's my. Isn't he plays as someone who Adam Sandler is someone's dad.
Yes.
Who he cheated on his mother. So no, he cheated on not cheat on his mother, but he cheated. It's about the guy trying to connect with his dad, but his dad's shit, right?
Yeah. No. Okay. we'll see if this makes it into the non-live stream version. It's about this happens within the first 10 minutes. I turned it off immediately. A boy in school, 10 years old.
Sure shit.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so he has a child when he's. And so now he's like trying to connect with his dad, who's barely that much older than him. It's the most disgusting thing I'd ever heard.
And apparently, like, it was very glorified. Like, he was known as a legend.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no.
That's a running joke with Adam Sandler movies. Is like, what is the stuff that your boomer parent would think is kind of epic? Let's make Adam Sandler do it.
That's why my mom loves him. What do you think?
Go. Okay, let's see here.
Then you can dress him up in anything. Adam Sandler is that person that like
he's a chameleon.
He's a chameleon. Yeah. No, just like our commentator said, if they walk by, like you probably have to do a second glance.
He's like, what? Somebody's boomer dad that says all the things you shouldn't say on TV.
That's Leo, the chameleon. No,
I didn't put Leo in here. That's a show, though, right?
It's a movie.
Dang it! I feel like
whatever.
An idiot.
We on C.
Stupid.
It's on C. So just for Bill Burr, it's a C.
Oh man, dude, I actually really wanted to watch it. There was a bunch of stuff I didn't get. And then there's The Do-Over, which is part of his like action hero shtick, where he was like, I'm gonna have a gun and shoot people and it's gonna be very cool, but I'm still gonna say silly stuff and scream at the top of my lungs. So
I think this might be like my mom's favorite. Isn't it the one?
Yeah, part of it. It was on Netflix.
He he's a super spy who's trying to protect someone who's under are they under some sort of like identity like protection thing?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Or they're running away from a certain other loved one or something like that.
If anything, if it has to be the dumbest reason possible. Like it has to be the single stupidest thing you'd ever heard.
I just remember one scene that was shot here in Florida.
Oh, really?
I feel like I recognize a Florida home anywhere in which they were in the back and like Adam is just that I saw he looked very professional, like shooting the damn pistol. Okay. But the thing is, he was shooting at an acrobat.
Oh, okay.
So if a cartoon, he was like, and the guy was like doing flips.
It's like a cartoon. Like, he's like moving like his rib cage,
and like shit like that. It's like, what is going on here?
Oh God. The thing that's incredible about shooting in Florida is that apparently if you have tax write-off anywhere else, it's cheaper to build whatever was in Florida in Georgia and film there instead of just filming in Florida. It is infuriating. Please bring film to Florida, God.
There was that I think that recent crocodile movie.
Oh yeah.
That was said to be shot in Florida wasn't actually shot in Florida. Like you said, in Georgia.
You don't need to pay for a crocodile wrangler. They're walking the street.
They're right outside.
They're knocking on our door as we speak. Okay, the next one is The Week Of. I have no idea what that is.
I have no clue.
Yeah, it's a Netflix one.
Nah.
F tier, get out of here. Oh, The Do-Overs. Do you have any idea? C tier, maybe?
You know what? For my mom, let's put it C.
Okay.
She's gonna see this and be like, why wasn't it higher?
How dare you? You are so not invited to my bar mitzvah. Or bat mitzvah? So, what do you think? What do you think about that? On Name Alone.
That's way too long.
F tier on Name Alone.
Does it say anything about like Adam Sandler in it?
No, it's just a big writing on a book or a post-it or something.
Next. No, I would not.
We're finishing it off. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it on Don't Watch. This one's called Sandy. Oh God, what does that even say?
I feel like I recognize that poster.
Yeah, it does look familiar. Sandy Lee Wrestler. What does that even say?
What?
I don't even know. Okay, now I feel silly that I didn't actually write down the names of these.
You know what? No, for that put it on F. No. How dare you?
Have a readable title.
Yeah,
this silly movie.
They taught us in school to like make it comprehensible, usable.
And speaking of which, yeah, this one's called I think Menovich or something. It still has a terribly small title.
Put F. No, F.
Get
just for making me mad. Get out of here. You soured my day.
Okay. Now on to stuff we've actually seen.
Yay!
Okay, so we're gonna start off with everyone's favorite and the one that we've talked about already. Let me move us, which is 50 First Dates. What do you think about 50 First Dates?
I liked it.
The premise is horrifying.
It's a little horrifying,
and honestly terrible if you're Drew Barrymore.
I was just thinking, like, morally, I don't know if I could be Adam Sandler in this.
I couldn't be Adam Sandler in any of these if I had any morality.
I don't want to be Adam Sandler.
Are you kidding me? He at least punches like a person a movie. So yeah, but I agree that it's weird. It's a weird feeling rewatching, but like for its time, it is. And that's the thing with a lot of his movies is for the time, but that one in particular is just really cute, and it has that romantic. That's the thing that's so funny about rom-coms, and why I think that like away with it is that rom-coms can make people do the worst things imaginable.
Yeah,
but you excuse it because it's like, oh well, it's cute, and the movie told me they love each other. Yeah, like there's no ambiguity about it. They do love each other, so it's fine. I swear.
And this one, how can I say this? Where my mind goes, I know Adam personally. I feel like if
he's the one that leaked the specs for the camera.
He was like, "Can you believe it? They're giving it to me."
He was like, "You, Alan Daniels, have this special."
And it was exactly kind of like the one that we had in the thumbnail. Was him pointing at it. Oh no! It's so. This is what goes through my head is that like, how can I say, the thought of falling in love again and just love day after day after day. It's romantic, super cute, as you said.
Yeah.
But when it's in the, I want to say, when it's in the someone else's, would it be fair to say in someone else's benefit or in someone else's detriment?
Yeah.
Where it's she has a it feels like they're taking advantage of a problem that she has,
Where like
she can't remember anything, and I'm also thinking like, all these dates couldn't have been perfect. You know, this is like after the credits, right?
Sure.
So I'm imagining like the would it be a weird mental harm if he went like full on like Billy Madison on her? So you're like just like screaming at her and whatnot, and then she forgets about it.
I feel like there was
can't be good for your brain, even if you forget about it.
There was one, I swear, where he did something where it's just like it was really bad, and it's like, well, you won't tomorrow. It's like, don't like that. No.
That's what I mean, and like that. I'm pretty sure they. Yeah, no.
Sure.
That's the one thing. But like, go on, sorry.
Well, but that's also the thing is that they show in the movie that like because they had been doing this so much, she started like drawing paintings and stuff, and so she did remember him. So she probably remembered, like deep down, remembered that
there was a little bit of a link. Yeah.
But fun fact in the audience, doesn't exist. That's not an actual thing. That version of amnesia does not exist.
Nope, sorry.
But anterograde amnesia, I think, does exist, which is you can't create new memories, but it's not repeat the same day every day kind of thing.
That one's a little bit scarier, different.
They're both scary. I hate it. They're both awful.
Yeah, no, that's
the thing that my brothers brought up as probably the most horrific element is that she did give birth. So she woke up several days being like a body that she has a big tummy, as well as like 1, maybe 2 days that she was in labor and had to just be like, what's going on?
Imagine waking up uncomfortable and you don't know why.
I do that every day.
No,
I'm sorry, you set that right up.
Until like you realize, oh my God, that's right. With who?
My
God, no.
Terrifying.
And the whole family. But you remember how it ended.
It's so cute.
VHS tape she wakes up to every morning. All the good parts. Only good. Notice that tape was only a minute long. Only the good parts. But like, I don't know, at least they were like in the glaciers or something like that. I'm sure they were sailing away. It was nice.
It was very cute. And it could only exist in a movie.
Yep. And concept alone, I would say an A, but thought probably a D.
I know, right? Like, I want to give it an S tier because it is just like one of his best movies. Just the premise is so weird. So could we settle on maybe B? Wait, sorry. Okay.
We can do P.
We'll do B. We'll do B. That's a firm handshake.
We got to do B. I mean, we're talking about Adam. We're
talking about Adam. Talking about our guy Adam. Okay. Next one is anger management. What do we think about anger?
This one kind of made me mad, especially at the ending.
It made you angry for management?
Right?
Yeah.
Because like, how can I say this? Adam is suffering the entire time in this.
Yeah. It's so infuriating to me. I already think that Jack Nicholson is kind of annoying.
Oh
but
my God, yeah.
Dude,
he plays it way too well.
Well, the thing I find so funny is that there's like 2 movies that have given me like advanced anxiety, which is Uncut Gems, which we'll talk about, and Whiplash. And then watching this, I'm like, dude, it's getting up there. I am furious.
Was it the bridge scene where he stopped the car?
Yes. God, no.
I no, the thing that made me mad about it is like, how can I say, in all of Adam's,
by the way, I didn't finish it. Like, you can spoil it, but I was infuriated too much.
You're gonna get even madder.
Okay.
So in all of Adam's movies, he's something, and he gets in some sort of way either comeuppance or something nice to him, right? Like how can I say, like in where was the one? We'll talk about it later. Either way, in this one, in the end, this entire movie, he's being shitted on. He's trying to be patient.
Yeah.
At the end, he reconnects with her, and she tells him, it's like, oh yeah, you don't have anger management issues. All of this you didn't had to go through.
I remember hearing about this.
And it was in the center of a baseball stadium. So everyone fucking like, his business becomes everyone's. And I was like, there is what I couldn't understand what was the moral behind it all to do this to this man.
Well, there's got to be something about Adam Sandler movies that are just, it's like watching The Office or something like that, where it's like, it's for a specific type of person. I wouldn't compare it to The Office, but I'm saying that like you need to be ready for some sort of cringe or something to happen. And I just can't get behind most of them just because they're like, how do we just ruin someone's life? Like, film it in such a way that you're supposed to laugh, but if you have any shred of dignity, you're like, what? This is awful.
That's what I mean. Like it's funny.
Yeah.
But like during that scene, I don't know if you've seen it, but like Adam is like serious.
Yeah, of course.
He's like, why do you do this to me? Why? And you're just like,
But I mean it's incredible. It's incredible that they could make an entire movie like that.
Type of way. So I would say this is like a B.
I'd definitely give it a B. Yeah, I think from what I saw, it is very good at what it sets out to do, which is make you furious.
Okay.
Now I think we're entering what I would call the saga of TBS comedies, which are comedies that show up on the TV in the background at a salon or something, wherever you're just like, cool, I'm just kind of doing something. I'm doing my tax. I'm at the IRS, and they put it up on the screen or whatever. And so I really and John Camacho just said, I'm curious where Leo's gonna land. I'm so sorry, I didn't see it and I didn't put it on the list.
Leo's a C. Leo's a C.
Is it? Bill Burr.
I like Bill Burr. I like that it was Adam. Like his entire thing was like, oh, I'm old, I want to escape here, but these kids need me. These kids need me.
They just recorded him talking. That sounds like a thing he would say.
How can I say this? He was just ranting inside of a closet with a microphone.
Yeah.
About kids. How do I reach these kids? How do I reach these kids? And then Bill Burr just ruins it because he's trying to be like him. He's like, Tommy doesn't even like you. He said you're ugly. And second period, like shit like that. It's like, oh, come on, Bill.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anything that Bill Burr's in that I didn't like.
He makes everything I feel.
So I would give that. I'd bump it up to B just for Bill Burr.
You know what? B. Bill Burr.
B for Bill Burr. If anybody else comes in the chat and asks, we'll let you know about Leo.
Thank you for mentioning Leo.
Yeah, and also thank you, John. Yeah, the stream is just stuttering. We'll re-upload this as a separate video if my recording goes well, which I hope so. But yeah, so now we're moving into what I would call the CBS, TBS, ABC, NPR level comedies. They just put them up on the TV. They're kind of annoying, but they're the kind of thing that they can broadcast generally and be like, wow, I remember that. I remember seeing that.
It's old enough and it's public enough. I want to say, like, who hasn't heard of these classics here coming up?
So the first one is Big Papa, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
What do we think about Daddy? The thing that I'm gonna say, fun trivia, is that usually in these kind of movies, they need to hire twins because there are laws that children are only supposed to be acting a certain amount of time. Yeah. They need a breaks. They're little babies. It's okay. So they hired twins to play the child, and that is Cole and Dylan Sprouse from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh, for real?
That's them.
Oh, dude, I would have never known.
Isn't that crazy? And that's why a lot of
How did they not have PTSD working with that?
Dylan Sprouse doesn't act anymore. Sprouse and edgy stuff, and Dylan Sprouse doesn't act anymore.
Oh, no, Adam, what the fuck?
I'm kidding. But Big Daddy I thought was fine. It's the quintessential, okay, I'm here with a child or something, and we do hijinks and we say things we shouldn't say, and we order pizza for dinner.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
I really don't like Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider?
What's his name?
Dan Schneider is the Nickelodeon.
Oh no! That has nothing to do with this.
Dude, I don't like him either.
Who's the other guy?
If I'm being honest, I don't like Dan Schneider either.
What was his name?
His name is Rob Schneider. Another 3-letter name. Dude, that's so funny. What perfect.
Schneider
I don't like the guy either. Rob Schneider has fallen off because Real Rob. Do you ever see that show?
It's one of those things where I heard how bad it was, and I saw the first couple minutes of the episode, and no, I don't.
It's exactly to me the kind of like it goes like full circle twice, where it's like him pretending to be like a schlubby kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of guy, but in such a way where his like the message of the episode is so terrible that first of all he's trying to be a schlub, so it comes all the way back around. But then for any has any sense of comedy, it comes back around to being like, but all of the jokes don't land, so it's not even funny. So it's only funny if you're looking at it in some sort of dodgy, like existentially comedic thing, because this guy went through the effort of making such a terrible show.
Oh no.
Not worth watching. couple episodes, but my God, it is horrible. So yeah, Rob Schneider, I was like, you're fine, you're in the background of stuff, but now I'm like, bro.
He puts funny accents and that's it.
Yeah,
and the accents are not even funny. It's
you
like,
can
bro,
do it, he said.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, dude, shut up.
And he turned into a girl in that one movie. Was that Hot Chicks?
I don't know.
He turns into everything. He was also Deuce Bigelow.
He turned into a stapler.
Rob Schneider is a stapler.
I love that.
So stupid.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Big Daddy. What's your opinion on Big Daddy?
I hate Dan Schneider. That's what it did. No, so knowing this now is pretty cool. I feel like, how can I say, the idea of I'm trying to. I haven't seen this one recently. How did the kid come about? Is it his?
I'm pretty sure it's his. Yeah.
That's the entire like thing, right? He's just raising this kid who's like I don't even know if it's mine, but raising him in like the wrong way.
Yeah.
And all this other stuff. Man, I'll be honest, just because I don't remember much of it, I'm gonna give it a C. What would you think?
That's what I think about all of these ones. Is they're so middle of the road. I would either give them a C or like a low B. B is kind of where they live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's just put it on C.
Big Daddy is a movie.
I remember.
It is one of the movies of all time. Yeah. Now, the next one, which is the quintessential, I think this is the one that put Adam Sandler kind of on the map, which is Billy Madison.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Billy Madison. This is where somebody said it funny.
Yeah.
Is like, yeah, he's just trying to speed run through fucking school, through preschool and shit like that and whatnot. But he's
speed running school.
He just started to speed run school, but like he was born into a wealthy like family.
Yeah.
He's trying to inherit his dad's. I forgot what it was. It was a chain of some sort.
Yeah, he gets some sort of inheritance. I remember. But he needs a certain degree of education.
This movie falls into one of the categories that I feel like I never appreciated, and that is how can I say it? The only movie that did it was Cusco's New Groove, or not New Groove. Cusco.
Emperor's New Groove.
New Groove, that one.
Yeah, sure.
Where like sport gets like their comeuppance in like one of the worst ways ever.
Sure.
This one he has to like almost in a way relive all of embarrassing like school, how embarrassing school is, and like dealing with all this. I remember the teacher scene.
I forgot what it was like. That is the single stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. May God have mercy on your soul.
I think it was the dean from one of the schools saying no
or something. I for some reason remember it was a game show. I don't know why, but they were in some sort of classroom.
That is stupid.
So good. Thing that like that and like Happy Gilmore had a really good time, like, or Happy Madison. No, Happy Gilmore. Happy Madison is the name of the company, I think. That Happy Gilmore did also is that there's just a lot of really fun characters that show up and say really dumb stuff, and you're like, this is great. Like that's the major of a lot of Adam Sandler's movies is the ensemble, because this everyman, blank slate of like Scooby Dooby Doo or whatever he says, and then that's it. You're just waiting for him. Something to happen, and then he screams. Yeah, and that's about it. So
that's about it.
John Camacho has said there were an unusual number of movies with the premise of why do I have a kid? What do I do now? And they're all so weird. And I agree. Yeah, that's the Big Daddy is one of those.
How say this? What was going on back then,
dude? Similarly to now, when there's a guy with a bow and arrow. Now we're gonna make 8 bow and arrow movies, or like there's a ship. We're gonna make a bunch of movies. I feel like it's that where it's like, okay, well,
they saw babies. We need a baby movie.
The guy made it. His name? Oh God, Landis. John Landis made this. We gotta make it. Similarly, there are in Hollywood. Apparently what happens is that a lot of the script writers know each other. So a script goes around and there's a script idea, and then people are like, oh, I could do that. And like, not I could do that in like, oh, let me steal that. It's like, oh, I have an idea and it's different enough.
Babies are big this time. Let's make a baby movie.
As well as Quisado said, Rob Schneider also sucks, and there's no mistake.
Thank you for the backup.
Yeah, he just sucks in a different way.
No, absolutely.
So Billy Madison, I'd put in like at least A tier, right? Like it's funny.
At the least B. At the least.
I would bump it to A. I would add the little plus.
The only thing that's add the plus for sure. Yeah. The only thing that's keeping it at a B for me, one, I don't remember too much about it, and two, sure. The whole thing about like, spoiled brat, the whole dilemma thing is like to me. It's
definitely another one of those, okay, there's a guy and just horrible, annoying things are happening to him. If you're okay with that premise, you'll be fine. Yeah. Moving on to one of everyone's Quentin. Did everyone remember? I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Good old Chuck and Larry.
Do you remember that? I think Rob Schneider did a racist caricature of a person in that movie. I feel like somebody did some sort of
from my brain, so I don't know.
I swear I remember somebody doing a very not great accent.
He's been very close to doing blackface, I'm sure.
He probably has. Are you kidding me? He probably has, at the very least, done some sort of like racial not okay face.
Can somebody investigate this guy?
Actually, no. We didn't talk about it. Now we have a Rob Schneider subplot going.
No, here we go.
Because 50 First Dates. Do you remember him in that movie?
He was in it.
He plays like a Samoan character.
He had the weird eye. No, he had the
He plays a dude who's like has had a million surgeries or something, and had a whole bunch of like he had like one of his eyes was white, but that was the whole his character was meant to be like a weird caricature, but I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be some sort of Samoan, and so it's
they just
don't do it. Don't do that.
I don't know, man. Funny action and not even whatever. This guy sucks.
Yep. Oh wow. Ligma Juice says a YouTuber Creek Craft is live with Adam Sandler, and that's us.
Right now?
Dude, wait, are we serious? Wait, no, I think they meant Creek Craft is us. Wait, is that a different thing? Is there another person that's live with Adam Sandler right now?
Adam Sandler in our studio.
Dude, no, we summoned him. We summoned Adam Sandler to the internet through the vapors because we're talking about Billy Madison, and I'm now
talking shit about airheads.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry has summoned him.
Chuck and Larry was the one where like the two firefighters they get married due to some exploit thing, right? Yeah. And like
it was one of those like if you're married then something. I feel like there was some loophole that if you're married you don't need this or that. Yeah. And so like we can pull that loophole by just getting gay married, and so the entire thing was a vehicle to say a bunch of horrible homophobic things. Yeah. From what I remember, it's been a bit.
Wasn't there a part where like Adam learns a lesson?
Really? In one of these movies?
Wasn't there a part where Adam maybe this whole marriage thing and like how we treat like the people who are trying to get married is like fucked or anything? Like that. Somewhere. Yeah. There was oh man. There was this movie which like Adam is Dracula, and he's at a drag show with a couple of other of his friends, and people like harassing them. And he comes and is like, nah. These are people like they're cool and whatnot. And he fucking punches the guy in the face. Like,
I told you he punches one person per movie, per capita.
Yeah. All these Adam Sandlers are getting lost. How many hours have we been talking about this guy?
Literally one.
Oh no! Oh god.
No. I'm not pronouncing Chuck and Larry. He's one of the many movies that I don't think aged super great just because of some of the comedy, but. I mean, I put it in D maybe. Yeah. I feel like it's one of those TBS comedies, but I don't think they even put those up anymore.
Yeah, it's D. I think it's D. Yeah, because like the humor in it is it's shit, but it's I don't know. I don't think he does it on purpose. Does he do it on purpose? Does he? I want to know if he's the type that he gets handed a script and goes all right, and just says, I don't know.
You said, does he do it on purpose? And I was going to say, does Quentin Tarantino put pics in all of his movies? And I don't know if Quentin Tarantino does it on purpose.
Quentin Tarantino has written and said awful shit in his film.
I'm very curious if it is.
But he's seen as an awful person in some of these.
No, but I mean, the feet pics part is very... He's got full control over the feet pics.
Absolutely. There's gonna be a documentary made about him.
Oh yeah. God, between the toes.
Yeah.
I feel like Adam Sandler probably, it's like that when you get comfortable doing something for so long that it's just like, okay, well we'll rest on our laurels. We'll just, what if I did the same brand of comedy I have, but here's it. Like when you're doing improv and somebody's like, say a word, gay married. Okay, I'll make a movie about it.
I guess I have to now. Yeah. Damn. Okay.
We have some good comments, which is John Camacho says, it's 10 p.m. and do you know where your kids are? Was a campaign back then. I don't know what's going on.
It had Adam Sandler. I know where your kids are. You gotta get them from me.
Yeah. And then Quisado said, do you remember Rob Schneider did a racist caricature? Do you have any idea how little that narrows things down?
What movie?
I mean, anytime he puts on an accent, it is, I swear he was walking in the streets and being like, oh, that's funny. I'll take that. I don't know what culture it's from, but I'll ruin it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Awful.
Something about him just makes me want to scrub my tongue with a GoDaddy. What is it called? Those daddy scrubs.
GoDaddy, yeah, the Scrub Daddy.
The Scrub Daddy, yeah.
Dude, that is a perfect product. Okay.
This is what I want to do to him.
Here we go. You want to click him?
I want to click him away from existence.
Give him big click.
Give him the big click.
So what do you think about click?
Click. And I hate to be this person. It's like, yeah, we're in an hour mark and we're already gonna, I'm gonna say it's an S.
I'm conflicted.
It's my S
for personal reasons. Because I hate the fact that we talked about, Adam Sandler has this oeuvre as this artiste, this auteur, and all of his stuff is just terrible things happen to people, which I hate. I hate that somebody's just miserable and miserable things keep happening to him. But the kind of movie that it works so perfectly because he is a self-obsessed dickhead that just wants, things. And so he's okay with just putting his life on autopilot, and it actually has a plot. And to me, I hated it because it's just so sad. Yeah. It is the saddest thing. And I'm like, at the time, I had come to Adam Sandler movies to be like, movies are like horribly masochistic. Yeah. But I think that they're kind of fun. And then this one, I was like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good at the end of this one.
Has he realized what's happening?
Christopher Walken, why would you do this to him?
He kind of tricked his ass. He didn't tell him like what was going to happen or anything.
Which, monkey's paw wish.
It's part of the whole story.
So for me, I personally like the movie just because I think that it's not funny to me. Any of it.
Okay, I see.
It's just a drama, and they pretend like, oh, he's fat now. Isn't that funny? I'm like, no, that sucks. No. That's getting older.
The only funny part was with the skin flat.
Yeah.
But no, I think what I liked so much about this one is that at first I was like, oh my God, who doesn't want that?
Sure.
Are you serious? That is so good. It's a sad movie because it makes you sad on a cool idea, I feel. Because like he's going I want to say the stereotypical like man thoughts where oh, I have to go through this with my wife and this thing with my kids and then like to the point where like he's skipping through sex and you're supposed to enjoy that, my guy.
Like, well, yeah, one of those for me it's unempathizable. I don't really dislike a lot of those moments. I can just sit there and vibe and I don't mind it.
Gotcha.
For that I understand it. It's just it is one of those movies where I got to give it. I'm like, I think that this deserves S tier just because it's a good movie on its own right for the premise.
I was gonna meet you in the middle for C.
Yeah. No, I'd give it S.
Give it S. Okay.
As well as John Camacho has said, you are literally referencing Chuck and Larry when you say the Dracula dress up thing. So you're right.
Isn't it Chuck and Larry?
According to John.
So he learned something. He's like, hey, no bullshit how we treat these people in this community. And he punches the motherfucker. Okay. So that's the. I don't know why, but him dressing as Dracula is stupid.
Really?
Especially because like it's a premonition coming up.
No, it was a teaser for his next movie.
Also, I want to say that this is the point in time where we start seeing more serious Adam stuff.
I agree. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know how many serious movies he's had before this one, but this is where maybe he can be a serious talent.
I agree.
And not just someone screaming and then now I'm screaming, but I'm sick. You know, he's like,
that's a good impression. You're really good at impressions.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, God. Okay.
Do impressions of all.
Speaking of impressions or someone playing multiple characters, let's talk about 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about 8 Crazy Nights, my dude. You kidding me about 8 Crazy Nights, my dude?
The one and only musical by Adam Sandler.
Yep.
That I thoroughly enjoy. I think this is one of those movies that if you were to grab it and remake it scene by scene with people, it could work.
I don't know. I think that so many cartoons only work because of how cartoonishly terrible things can be. And this is those where like the animation's really good.
Oh yeah.
Like surprisingly.
It lost money, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure. or they squeezed a lot of people to do it. But like, I don't think you can make a deer eat shit like real life, dude.
No, it was that or like how can I say someone and sliding them down the hill in the porta potty. The scene that sticks out the most to me for some reason is they're at the building with I forgot what building it was. Either way,
I know what you mean, like a shopping mall.
It wasn't the shopping mall. It was like a dinner place area.
Oh yeah.
And like the guy is shirtless.
That has to be some sort of like, that has to be from something else, like in history. But it was popularized from in that movie.
I thought it was so funny. It's like, what is this shirtless funny, like this funny ass man doing this? Like, but he sings so well,
dude. It is. No, it's great. It's so good. I would give it. I would give it like at least A or S, just because it
is an A.
What is the name of the character? The short with the bald head. What is his name?
Whitey.
Yes, yeah.
He was also in Happy Madison, I think.
Was he in Happy Madison?
Or which the one with the I think sorry, there's two Happy movies.
Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore. He was also the basketball referee in that too.
Oh.
It's the same guy.
That's so silly.
I don't know if he does the voice though, or has like the big foot and 3 feet tall and everything, but it's the same guy.
That's not only is it just so silly and so terrible, like the things that happen are just so crazy. Yeah. But like the very ending is so tender that when I saw it in theaters as a child, cried. I was like, this is so nice that all these people like this guy. It's straight up like, what was it? It's a Wonderful Life kind of thing, but like done for someone that is genuinely very wholesomely trying every day, and people just like are awful to him. So I think I liked it a lot.
The fact that it keeps on, like, the one time he actually tries to do right, doesn't his trailer burn down?
Something like that. Yeah.
Like his camper burns down, and as he's trying to do the right thing, he saves the letter from mom in that scene. I remember. Yeah. What else? But no, I feel like you can recreate this movie for sure.
I'm sure. You play it as a straight drama, probably.
Oh, yeah, as a straight drama. The mall scene as well, with all like the brands talking to him and whatnot.
So good.
I like it. I like the movie.
I liked it a lot. We have a couple of comments as I put this into, what are we saying, A or S?
A.
Yeah, I agree.
I think A.
I think A is deserving of A. These are the movies worth watching, including the one about his dog.
I don't care who you are. If you have someone eating doofies in your movie, I think you go down.
You went all the way. It's like what was it? Leo eating that fish, and getting mauled by a bear. It's worth it.
Can you believe that he refused to eat the fish, but he would fucking fight that bear?
So silly. Got some comments. S rank, yes, I would absolutely agree. It reminds me of Yes Man, but with sad. So it's a sad Yes Man.
A sad
Yes
Yes
click,
Man.
And I agree. Yeah, no, definitely. It has that energy. And
especially
then
I don't know why, but Adam Sandler in his deathbed when he's like laying there, he's just sitting there arguing with his kids.
So good. And then John. The reference to Fiddler on the Roof, I think. Oh, Bomb Bitty 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 Bum Bum.
Fiddler from the Roof?
I was in Fiddler on the Roof in high school, and I forgot that's straight up a thing. Yeah, that's a dance in Fiddler on the Roof.
I thought it's like, oh, this must be something like, I don't know, so this must be like a Hanukkah song.
Yeah. No, it might be. And I said, Click starts off as a wish fulfillment movie, and then takes a hard turn into existential horror and tragedy. I agree. Yeah, especially because his wish fulfillment is that he just wants a raise so that he can like provide for his kids, but his boss is horrible.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
So it's hold on. What made him go and want a remote anyways?
It was literally so that he could do all the silly things. Somebody's like lecturing me so I can mute them and like those elements, but I think it was straight up because he wanted to skip to his raise, but I think that it's straight up he just went into Bed Bath & Beyond, which by the way,
I forgot it was a Bed Bath & Beyond.
We haven't talked about the product placement in these fucking things. Holy shit, I forgot about the fucking Bed Bath & Beyond. In particular, Christopher Walken's just chilling there in the Beyond section, and he's like, I can't do a Christopher Walken. I was so close. I was like, am I gonna do? I'm not gonna.
Do it. Come on.
But yeah, he's just like, here's a remote that does these things. Get out of here, you scamp. And then that's it. Like, I don't
who he is or anything, does he?
No, but I think he says his name. I remember he did have a name.
My name is God, and like that's it.
I was just waiting for you to do one. God, that's great. Reference for the roof. I think my memory is that the movie is fairly fuzzy. Oh yeah, John is just saying. He's like, I don't know super well my memory of the movie. But yeah, I think that going back to 8 Crazy Nights, pretty good time.
I enjoyed 8 Crazy Nights. I love that film.
I'd say that we'd cut off at maybe at the B tier. Is like B tier and above is worth like giving another watch if you haven't seen it.
When I saw it as a kid, and I couldn't believe that they showed 3 titties animated, and I was like, oh, you can do that, and like I was blown away.
Oh my god, what a
lot of quirky stuff in that film. I like it.
And that's what I mean, is a lot of these are built on the ensemble. It's literally the characters. You remember the characters from that movie more so than you remember Adam Sandler from that movie. A lot of the time. Yeah. So much so that people, like, they'll say a joke and they'll think it's from Happy Gilmore or Happy Madison or 50 First Dates or whatever, because you're just remembering the background character in all of his movies that kind of blend together. Yeah.
I think the only quote that people really go for Adam Sandler is the Swan one, or it's like, stop looking at me, Swan, like,
sure.
One or
8 Crazy Nights is like full of his quotes, but like in like Waterboy, there's a couple.
But your point of everyone quotes the people around him, not him.
Yeah,
is that's a really good observation.
Yeah. As we keep going, we have, and I need to keep moving our little camera.
We got the funny people. He's so funny when he went on stage. I like when they were playing the I forgot if it was VHS footage, but it was him and I think another comedian.
Yeah.
Who were like young kids.
Yeah,
and just calling people and whatnot. I don't know. I think seeing a little bit of human side of stuff like that is really cool.
This is the one with the cancer, right?
This is the one where yeah.
So I only watched the first half of this just because I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with all that, but it is funny. It is like, it has a good amount of that dry humor that I like that you don't see. This was in that era of like, oh, he's actually kind of serious, because everybody was like, oh, an Adam Sandler comedy, and then you go see it and you're like, oh, this is kind of tough.
I want to say that I saw this movie when I was in high school.
Yeah, same.
I walked in with my friend and thinking it's like, oh, it's an Adam Sandler movie and it's called Funny People. Yeah. Right? So you walk in there and you see the well, it starts off with like the whole prank calling thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then you start seeing like actual like other funny people, like what was his name from Pineapple Express.
Wait, isn't Seth Rogen in it?
Seth Rogen is in it. Yeah, that's who I was talking about. From Superbad.
Jonah Hill?
Yeah, I think.
Or
it was Jonah Hill.
Sarah?
Pretty sure Hill was in. Yeah, Jonah Hill is in there. So I was thinking, it's like, oh, cool, comedy, and then they go into the cancer bit, and like it starts like seeping into his jokes like later on into the movie. I'm like,
yeah.
It is. This is one of those films where he's more serious than funny. I was legit confused in theaters.
Yeah,
exactly. I wasn't as cinema as I am now.
Sure.
But like I was just like,
it was like I went and saw Burn After Reading when I was in high school because it had Brad Pitt in it. I was like, I like Brad Pitt, and
the commercial was pretty funny. Him doing like the moves and whatnot, right? Yeah, no.
And then, I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but like, my God, that movie is like, it's a dark comedy, and if you're not going in and knowing it's an absurdist like comedy of errors, you're just like, what is happening? So yeah, I think it's. But like in a good way, where it's like you're not getting that. There's still a lot of funny stuff. It's just also tough. And also, Quisado said that Christopher Walken's character in Click was something like Mort or Mortimer, that's a pretty good name.
Yeah, Mortimer. Like I like that.
The big. He was the Grim Reaper. There you go.
Oh he was the Grim Reaper.
Okay, weird of you to be selling time remotes, but sure. Yeah, fair enough.
Honestly, no, I agree. Cheating. You're giving. The early unlockables on your season pass death. What the fuck?
This is a demo. It was a demo. He brings him back at the end. He's like, it's fine. He's like, wow, I guess my life is fine.
That's the one thing in these Adam Sandler movies. I feel like that's the one movie that we're like, hey, guess what? You learned your lesson. All those battle scars, everything you went through for nothing. No worries. Right next to what was it? I almost said Angry People, because that's how funny people.
Funny people.
Like we're like, I don't know. I think it should have had a bad ending, where like you kind of just live here now. This is it.
I liked it. Like, I think that it gives you that element of like, okay, wow, I guess I do really cherish my life, even though I doubt he does. Like,
no,
it's Adam Sandler, so like he's probably not learned too much at the end. But like, I think the message is good and click, where it has that element of like, okay, well, I gotta cherish the people around me and not try to skip stuff. And then probably he'll go and be like, oh, this is boring. I want to skip stuff again.
I want to.
How do I mute this person again? There's parts of it that are good. If you could literally, that's one thing that's crazy is you technically can't turn off your eyes or ears.
Yeah.
Like you can turn off your eyes, you can't turn off your nose or your ears. So like, if you could, that would be kind of nice to be able to mute stuff and just be like, cool. Now I get to live here.
When he freezes his boss, just to fart down his mouth. Yeah. Remember that? He goes like, I taste like doodle face. He's like, why does my face hurt? Because he also punched him.
Yeah.
God. Really good scenes in it.
Wasn't that David Hasselhoff?
That was David Hasselhoff, yes.
Hell
before SpongeBob. Before his big SpongeBob fame.
His breakout role in SpongeBob. God. He got on Baywatch from SpongeBob.
Oh, dude, that's good for him. He deserves it.
And Nick Cusado said, Funny People is Adam Sandler okay? The movie.
No. That comes later.
Oh, because it seemed like an autobiography, but his character is miserable. He's a miserable dickhead who doesn't learn his lesson by the end.
There's nothing funny about these people.
Yeah.
Nothing funny about these people.
It should have been called Sad People.
It should have been called Adam Sandler. And that's it.
Adam Sandler People.
Adam Sandler People.
Okay.
You know what? Just because of that, C.
You see? Really?
Okay. C, because it's an actual thoughtful, like, good message, just a good heart movie.
Sure.
A movie without ill intentions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going. It's not doing anything like that. It's not pulling like how can I say?
I'd probably put in B. I feel like the message alone is not the message, but like I like him playing a more serious role that actually has some sort of message or has some sort of like something you can think about.
I'm with you. Yeah, B.
Okay.
I would say B.
Okay. Moving it up to B. Cool. And what I mean, yeah, literally right here at the cutoff for C is stuff that like I would rewatch, you know? I'd give it, or like recommend to somebody. But here we go with the stuff I wouldn't recommend to nobody, which is Grown Ups. We'll start with Grown Ups 1. Let me move it in the order. There we go. But we're gonna start with Grown Ups 1. What do you think about Grown Ups 1?
Is that the one where they go to the camp?
Yes, that's where they have the campground.
Yeah, that's the only one I saw. The second one I haven't even seen. Tell you that now because I know because they solved everything in the first one. No,
it is. Well, it's literally them hanging out. I don't remember there being a conflict. There could have been. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure there was a conflict between not the four of them.
Like one of them and their wife or something.
Dude,
I can't believe Selma Hayek played his wife. Like what he
always
gets he always gets the most attractive people to play his wife, and I'm just like, is he just that funny that he could just like?
Doesn't he actually actor wife?
Probably,
I forgot who it was.
But I just love in all of these movies, it's just like, yeah, no, he pulled a 10. It's fine.
Miserable him with his basketball shorts and tank top.
Just screams. Yeah. Borderline abuse. He's not actually abusive.
But he's so attractive. He's so confident.
And he's so funny the way he says doobie doobie doo. It's so funny. It's so fun. It's so funny to me. Grown Ups is exactly the type of genre that has become so popular with these comedians. I think you mentioned it earlier, which is the vacation movies.
Vacation films,
yeah. Where it is these people with so much money that they literally reach out to the grand whatever resort and say, hey, we want to make a movie about this. My name is Adam Sandler, and I will get at least 1 million eyes on this movie. Yeah. Would you like to participate? If you don't, we'll pick another resort. Oh no, please, Adam, please come and spend your money here. Please. Yeah. And so this one in particular, especially, was like the prototype, like the alpha or beta stage of this idea, where it's like, can we make a movie of me and literally all of my comedian friends that we all came together, where we do nothing but riff, and that's it. That's the only thing we do.
The way you say it feels so ill, so like malicious. Like they did, like, how can we, like, obviously they didn't say, hey, how do we scam these people and them or anything like that. It was more like, hey, I have a funny little story. Let's get me and my buddies. I got this is more Jack and Jill. I got this cruise liner to accept us, and like we could shoot there for free. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Open bar during shooting and like that, you know?
Yeah. Another perfect example of that is Paul Blart. The first Paul Blart movie is so nothing because he's a mall cop, and so they're in a mall, and so they incorporate literally every brand you could even imagine, and he tries to like thwart a heist of some sort. The second movie takes place, I think it's like the MGM in Las Vegas, or one of the big hotels, for that exact reason, that they got in with a giant hotel and were able to comp like and their crew hanging out in Las Vegas for like a couple weeks, and then just put that together. Like, hopefully the footage comes out. That's about it.
With names like who did Paul Blart?
Kevin James.
Kevin James and Adam Sandler, you're bound to like.
No, it is. They will make their money back. But for me as a viewer, I don't know. I guess just the part that I don't get is because I'm coming to a movie to get something, not to Adam Sandler and his friends sit around and basically do a podcast. That's the thing. It feels like a multicam podcast. They recorded a couple different areas and had that's the thing. With the first Iron Man movie, apparently, I think Jon Favreau has gone on record saying that they didn't really had a script, but they straight up said like, it doesn't matter. Okay, ad-lib some stuff, whatever you think is funny, we'll put in there. And that's why like Robert Downey Jr. like really ad-libbing all of this like good content into the movie, good stuff in the movie. And I think that has become the main thing for so many of these comedians, because a lot of these comedian movies is they show up on set and they say a funny thing. What would be funny here? I don't think that's a bad idea. A lot of really funny stuff comes out of that. The entire Parks and Rec show is like that, and it's good. But for stuff like this, it basically feels like a podcast strung together by like, here's 5 that we think would be funny that need to happen in the movie. Everything else is us dicking around.
Would you say it feels? Would you say it feels like they're like Adam was just hanging out with all of his friends and then being like, oh, the cameras are here. I can't believe and like just started it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Take one and then like just continue on with the scene.
And that's like the funny thing.
If it feels like that, then that's where like, okay, then it is possibly like just a grab.
There are a couple scenes that, from what I remember, start in the middle of nothing. Like they're not even talking about anything. And
I just remember
start.
an overabundance of fart and poo-poo joke.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, yeah, let's put in a fart joke. Let's put in a fart sound effect. What I remember is one of them says, I want to get wasted. And then the kid's just like, what does wasted mean? It's just like when you eat too much. He's like, I want to get chocolate wasted.
Yeah, it's like, shut up.
Okay, man.
You know, that just because you said that, put it into having watched it, because that's what I want.
I wish I hadn't watched it.
But that's the new category. God. Put it there.
I want to mention though before we move on. No. This actually comes up in Grown Ups too, so this makes sense. Okay, so we're putting.
I was gonna say no. Skip Grown Ups too.
I haven't watched it. I'm gonna put it in F just so we.
Yeah.
If somebody tunes in, they'll get it. Grown Ups 2 is a lot of the same. This is when that actual idea of like, oh, we can all get together and do nothing and get paid, dope. And that's why a lot of these people have had those careers go on, like Rob Schneider and David Spade and Kevin James and Chris Rock.
I forgot about David Spade,
dude, right? He used to host the video game awards. He was the first host.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah, on Spike TV.
Dude, oh my God. Is Spike even still up?
Oh, it might be.
I remember Spike. Who does?
Dirt. He was in Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt, I have a soft spot.
Joe Dirt, I also have a soft spot. I think it's the nuke full of doo-doo feces that his head.
Now, Quisato mentioned something that I think is really good, which is that have you ever heard of the podcast called The Worst Idea Ever?
No. That sounds good though. It sounds like a good idea.
It is. It's great. It is a podcast that Quisato mentions. He says, isn't there a podcast where the conceit is that the hosts watch Grown Ups or Grown Ups 2 every month forever and review it or riff on it? It wasn't every month. It was every week. And it was Grown Ups 2, I think. And it was called The Worst Idea Ever, or The Worst Idea in the World. And that's all they did. And they slowly went insane over the course of several years. I think they stopped. I don't know if they still do that, but they got popular just from doing that.
good for your health.
I think they're dead.
No,
I'm kidding. I honestly, I hope they're not. They did do a sequel series with the McElroy brothers of the Adventure Zone fame called "Till Death Do Us Blart," and they watch the Paul Blart movie, either Paul Blart 1 or 2, I don't remember, every Thanksgiving, forever, and that's the idea. So I think they still do it.
These are silly, like my family, I don't know why, but we love watching. For some reason, we love watching Chicken Run during Christmas. Is like, but Chicken Run is actually a good movie, though.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Literally, Jack and Jill, whatever. Call it anything.
No. These are the people that need the click button, so they can go back and be like, you know what? I shouldn't have wasted my time watching these. I could have enjoyed my time with my family at Christmas and not watching Blart, you know?
Yeah, man.
Like, come on.
And I think that podcast is a genius idea for people that just need something. They're like, I want to make a podcast every week, and I need something to do that I can do over and over again. And you're not reliant on anything. So you're just like, here's literally the one movie. I will rewatch it every single week, and we will record the podcast, and that's it. And we'll see what happens and I would love to see the time lapse of that, like the first episode and the last what happens. See how many in-jokes they now have.
I would like to be whoever keeps the pearly gates open or closed.
St. Peter.
And just be like, so you spent all this time doing this? Guess what you're gonna do in there? Guess what? That's what we watched this shit.
Well, we noticed that you really enjoyed this movie. So
they open, it's a theater.
There it is, just for you. I think Casado also said, there's some really good movies out there where most of the dialogue is actors getting an outline and improvising most of the lines. But they usually have more going on than just that. And I agree. And
so, how to say, that's where we come into like the types of actors that I feel like we're coming out with more.
Sure.
I'm really agreeing to what you said, where like people back in the day, they read the line, if they delivered it well. I'm talking about like back in the day, like Marlon Brando and shit like that, where like the way he acts is like perfect and whatnot. But in reality, these people were just people. And now we're seeing like people who are actually our characters, and then just like, okay, let's use a little bit of your character. Like Robert Downey Jr. is a really good example, like you said. Who does the Blue Steel thing?
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. I think Tropic Thunder is such a good movie because all of it is that. A lot of it is that. It's like, damn, these are genuinely funny people doing some stupid shit.
But that one in particular is really good because they all know exactly who they are.
Yes.
They come in knowing this is where I've slotted in Hollywood, and so I will lampoon it myself. And make it more fun for that reason.
And the entire thing is a big mockery of Hollywood itself, which I think is genius.
Yeah, it is awesome. So
that's Grown-Ups too.
We didn't talk about it because it doesn't even require talking about. It is just like Grown-Ups 1 but worse.
Don't watch it.
There we go. And I would say that Grown-Ups 1 is kind of like a TBS movie where if it's on the background and you turn it on or off every once in a while.
Give me one scene.
A deer comes in and kicks him in the face while they're in a cabin.
No, you're thinking 8 Crazy Nights.
That also happens. It's a staple joke. He does it every movie. Okay, the next one, I mean, at least we're coming up on some good nuggets, is Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
What do you think about Happy Gilmore?
The only to make golf interesting and funny.
That's fair.
The only movie that make golf anything interesting for me, really. I think seeing Bob Barker, right?
Yes,
yelling at him is the funniest thing. I don't know why, but old people getting mad at young people for just them being themselves is like the funniest thing. Old man yelling at clouds type shit.
And that's where like the anger management movie even comes from. That like the conceit is that he's just like an angry person and he would need anger management. And so that's why it's like, oh well, let's make a movie just about that. But that's like part of his character. And so for him like have to calm down because you'll get disqualified if you snap your club in half. So I think that was the premise is fun, and then a lot of the characters are really good. Shooter McGavin, an entire I think people have made like fan accounts for him.
He's the guy with hair, right?
Yeah, he's the villain, like the asshole.
You go on with your saying. I think I've heard about this too.
No, just that I heard that they're making a sequel and he just recently, the actor, made a made a tweet or whatever that shows Adam Sandler like looking all like walking down the street looking all schlubby, and he's just like, I can't lose to this guy twice. It's physically impossible. I can't do it. Yeah, I
like that. I feel like a lot of actors should do that. Just grab characters from their old movies and be like, I'm gonna start a Twitter account with this character and see what I can do.
The first guy that kind of did that, where they did a lot of stuff with their older stuff, I think was George Takei, where they were very aware of their place in pop culture. So would constantly put stuff about them.
That's cool.
Say like oh my and whatever.
I like that. I love it when they're in on the joke as well. But no, this one didn't this one pioneer his entire he has like a little production line. Happy Madison Productions or whatever. It's the old man. Yeah. No, I think that's the one that started it all. No,
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
it's good. Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I personally liked it. I think this is the one. He didn't have any like any romances or anything like that.
No, he had a romantic interest, but they barely did it.
But like, it wasn't like
it's in the background.
Yeah, it wasn't like like more like in a Happy. This is Madison, right?
Yes,
not like in Happy Gilmore where she was more prominent.
Or there. No, Billy Madison maybe.
Billy Madison.
But yeah, Happy Madison pretty much in the background. But it's assumed they'll get together. Yeah.
No, I enjoyed this.
And then he had a sweet little granny who was put in a. I think Ben Stiller is in the movie too as the terrible. Like person that's in the nursing home, like abusing the old people. Yeah, because his grandma gets put in a nursing home, and then he is like terrible and awful to her, and then Happy Gilmore finds out about it, and then as they're checking her out of the place, he like kicks him out a window or something. Yeah, and he like hard breaks every bone in his body. I need to see that
scene again. Damn.
Yeah, that I remember during his like. I'm a terrible villain phase of his career for Ben Stiller.
Okay.
But yeah, Happy Gilmore is really good.
It's one of those where like if you're gonna recommend, it's like, you're new to Adam Sandler, you have to bring this one up always.
I'd put it in A. What do you think?
I would say an A as well. Just keep it at A.
Let's do it. A. That sounds about
we haven't put any A's.
Yeah, we have, but I mean,
we have, but the one S.
Yes, and well deserving. Now for actual chronological order, but. We have the setting of Adam Sandler in cartoons. Please move. There we go. Okay, which is Hotel Transylvania. What do you think about Hotel Transylvania? I've only seen the first one.
I am a huge fan of the series Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
Mostly. Okay, so this. How can I say this? Adam Sandler. He goes up to Netflix and he's like, "Hey, I have so much time." It's like. Let's make a couple of movies here. So in comes in these films. The studio wasn't big whatsoever. They were actually fairly cheap for when they first started this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if it's Illumination, but it's one of those.
I don't know, but when they first started, kind of small. The way that they were animating stuff wasn't like at a Disney peak. You know what I mean? Where humans like bend and stretch like humans. Anything like that.
It wasn't like photoreal.
It wasn't photoreal. It was more like, okay, this is CG monsters in it. Let's just make it as cartoony as possible and as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
And by unrealistic, I mean like when someone gets hit in the head, they go like boom, and like their head just bounces like a million things a second.
Yeah.
That kind of,
squash and stretch.
Looney Tunes slapstick. I just love about it.
I agree.
And in the first movie, super simple story. Daughter grows up. She's 118 now.
Oh.
So and she wants to go to the real world, but people just don't like vampires.
They just don't like quirky goth girls. I don't know what it is.
Oh my. He would not be popular.
Yeah,
I would tell you that.
No one would
ever. No. But like, so she's trying to protect her and all this other stuff. There's you saw the first one, right? Where like his backstory with his wife. The second and third ones, that's when it starts becoming okay. There's like, okay, we have the vacation one. We have the one where we go on the cruise. Yeah. Like having kids. Again, another movie of how do we deal with kids and like stuff like that.
And that's a staple of him. Is like, let's put kids in the movie because the people that like his stuff now have kids, and so it's kind of keeping that audience as well as you're getting kids into Adam Sandler too.
How can I say? the only thing that is recognizable from these movies is the first one was the only one with a message, really.
Yeah.
Where like Adam learns that like, oh yeah, people don't kill and murder monsters. Actually, they really like us. We're kind of cool to them, and maybe I shouldn't think of this one human as dumb as they, they're pretty dumb. But like maybe he has a point. He has a point, where like not everything is as hateful or anything like that as it seems. But like I said, in all the other movies, that message is gone. This episode, Adam Sandler, Dracula needs to fall in love with Nelson's daughter.
Yeah. Doesn't one of them they turn into humans for some reason?
Yes. Yes, that was the third one. They turned into humans. And like, we need to get into it was a goo. It was like, Goosebumps, monster slime, monster blood, or whatever. It was like, it was green gack. He's like, oh, you're and then green gack again. Oh, you're okay, cool. You couldn't gack me.
Sure.
It's stuff like that. I still like them because of the slapstick and animation.
No, I agree that this was, from what I remember, the first movie that did cartoon in 3D in a way that's like, oh my god, this looks like a cartoon in 3D. Because it's funny, I was recently, and this is stupid, I was watching like a 2-hour-long video about the live-action Fairly Odd Parents movies.
Oh my god,
they're so bad. But he deliberately talks about how like they even get better in the video games because they took the like silly, like their proportions are so silly, the Fairly Odd Parents, and so to put that in 3D, they just have these giant gaping puppet maws that make no sense. It's so weird. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour is a nightmare, just seeing Timmy there in 3D. And so similarly, that was kind of the state of the art. Was like, okay, we took this character and put their proportions in 3D and made them an object. If you rotated it 360 degrees, it would make sense physically. But for a cartoon, usually they see it from one side. So similarly with like the Scoob movie, the Scooby-Doo movie, that one's really good for the same reasons. And I think it's the same, it might be the same studio.
It has a Vulcan in it. No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it does. It was fun.
And what was the name of the dog?
Green Dog.
Green Dynamo Dog.
You're right. Dog. That was his name.
There was a Harvey Birdman attorney at law episode with him, so that's why I kind of recognized the names.
John Camacho said, I think the Hotel Transylvania was the same Despicable Me animation studio, which is
Illumination. This is early Illumination then. No, they're really good at these films, I think.
And it was before, he mentioned it's before their big hit, which of course was Despicable Me and the Minions. But they took a big swing. Let's do cartoon in 3D, and it's good.
I thought you were going to say, they took a big risk working with Adam Sandler.
Just don't do a weird accent. Just please.
Don't do a weird accent. Don't invite your friend. Which friend? No. You know the one. Don't invite them. All of them.
But especially, I love he's just like, don't do a weird accent. What if I did one the whole time?
If I did this. It's like, okay.
Like, that just might work.
Hold on. Maybe we unpeak you a little bit. Maybe we can do this.
So I'd put the first one at least an A, and then maybe the other ones.
A, I would say like, second one, because the second one is when they have kids. That's B, and I don't like Monster Goo. Get Monster Goo out of here. That's a C.
That's C. That's fair. Descending order from A all the way down to C.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're rounding out. We're moving on to Jack and Jill.
Oh, so many people in the audience are like, God damn it, you had to bring this one up.
I'm gonna stop you there.
What?
How much do you love Jack and Jill? How much do you love Jack and Jill?
Here's the thing about Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about the way he plays Jill. He seems so genuinely happy being Jill.
Yeah, right?
And so like this is like, how can I say? I was Adam Sandler and I was like a huge fan of Robert De Niro, or Al Pacino, sorry.
Al Pacino, yeah.
A huge fan of Al Pacino. Be like, what's the closest thing I can do to kiss him? And like, you know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, I'm gonna write myself in as the twin. That's it. That's it. And like, I'm gonna be a female twin, and like from there I can get close to him.
I
and
love
like
the
stuff
idea
like
that grown-ups was a reason for him to hang out with his friends and do nothing, and this is the reason for him to smooch on.
It It 100% is, because he falls in love with Jill.
Dude, Al Pacino's a dirty bird. Like he's going for it. Oh my god.
This is where like, oh my god.
Oh, apparently John said that was wrong. It wasn't Illumination.
Who is it?
I don't know. Also, Quizzato said that apparently Gendy Tartakovsky was involved. The dude that did Samurai Jack and
Tartakovsky.
Dexter.
I recognize that name. Ooh.
Which makes a lot of sense. Dexter's Lab. It makes a lot of sense because like that animation style feels right.
Nice. No, I like that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
We'll Google it later. If I do a video version, I'm not gonna put it in. I'm not gonna remember. But yeah, sorry. Back to Jack and Jill and him getting to smooch on.
No, he wanted to smooch. This is like one of the movies where I was like, oh my god, this is a commercial.
Oh,
when they were ship and they were like, welcome to Royal Caribbean, and like the guys looking at the camera and doing this and like, ooh, drone shot of the entire ship and them having fun. Dude, it was a commercial. It was really bad.
That's really, now that you mention the drone shot and stuff, they probably spent so much time and effort on actually making just a straight up commercial where they're like, we already have drone pilots. We already have like professional film equipment.
Yeah, we have those shots. Let's get them. Yeah.
We'll film at least something that you would pay $100,000 for if you just comp all of our stuff. Yeah, wow. It's like a quid pro.
And let's be honest, if you were Royal Caribbean and you were like, guys, in this trip, in this voyage, you're going to be voyaging with the one and only Adam Sandler. Yeah. Would you go to that?
Kind of would, honestly.
I kind of would too. It's like film, watch the whole film.
As long as when I said it is just like, who are you? It'd be like, come on. Come on. It's like, oh, your name's Adam? Cool.
Your name's Adam? Cool.
What a cool guy.
Adam, that starts with an A.
And yeah, this is the most blatant, like, bro, you jumped the shark with how much product placement, because the entire idea, from what I remember,
Duncan,
his character is an ad guy, from what I remember, a marketing person, and he's trying to secure Al Pacino, and so he's like, please have my sister. I hate her. Get her out of here. So he does an ad called Dunkachino.
Yep.
And that honestly is stuck in my head. I hate it because I hate that movie, but that one commercial, I'm not kidding. I probably think about it at least once a month, and probably for the rest of my
something Dunkachino.
If you want creamy goodness, I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate. Dude, I remember. Dude, my heart hurts thinking about it. I hate this. I hate this so much.
I always felt it was nasty chugging that Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, dude.
How? How do you write that into a script?
Wait.
How do you write that into a character? That's so specific.
Well, you do it when you got $1 million riding on the line to include it.
I guess so.
Also, Jill gets kicked by a horse too. Everybody gets kicked by a horse in his movies.
They get kicked by some creature in four legs.
Paul Blart got kicked by a horse too in his movie because they showed the VFX breakdown of how they snapped him against a car after getting kicked.
Breakdown of Paul Blart.
Also, John's come back with the receipts. And
what's
apparently,
the receipts?
Illumination did do Despicable Me, but Sony did Hotel Transylvania, which I remember. Yeah, they were trying to.
And never mind, I take back what I said.
No, but I remember they were breaking into animation, and their first attempts were horrible, like really bad. And so nobody at the time.
I don't even remember their first attempts. Damn.
Yeah, I remember like Sony was like nobody liked, and then that came out, and they're like, "What?
Wait a minute.
Good thing now. Oh, now they make Across the Spider-Verse. What's going on?
Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, dude, that's right.
They do. Yeah.
Yo, that's right.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they've gone up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. So, Jack and Jill, got to put an S, right?
Yep.
S. That's right. No, fuck that.
I saw your Mac stopped. It didn't want you to do it.
Like a screech. So now the next one is kind of divisive, which is Little Nicky. I have heard a lot of differing opinions on Little Nicky. What do you think about it?
I like the hell parts.
I agree.
I like
the lore.
I like the sets in hell. I like that Satan is a middle-aged dad who's just trying to get it. What's the point of the movie? He's just trying to set his son straight, right?
So, I think that all is well.
Yeah.
Until, from what I remember, either Nicky... Okay. Two brothers. They're both dickhead that are trying to become the devil or like get control of hell. And so what they do is that they try to usurp the dad by taking something. I don't remember if there's a flask. There's something about a flask. And so they had to put someone had to go into the flask for some reason. If they didn't, then the dad would disappear. Like, and he slowly starts like disintegrating over the movie to the point where he's literally a pair of lips by the end of the movie. They just wanted him to talk.
I'm imagining like the picture from Back to the Future. Just the devil in a picture, just lips just staying there.
Just
what
give
the
it a
fuck?
little smirk, yeah. And yeah, so the entire movie, from what I remember, is just an opportunity to have Adam Sandler playing a weird little freak that's out in the world and makes like really like
awful friends.
Yes, yeah. I remember he does have a love interest, and he is finally feeling like all of his brothers are assholes. Everybody in hell is an asshole except for him, because his mom is Reese Witherspoon, and she is also an angel. And so it's a really cute thing, a cute moment. And I think the movie is cute for its adventure qualities.
Do you remember why he talks like that?
No, did somebody like punch him in the throat?
He was hitting the.
So dumb.
When I was trying to, dude, let me tell you, I didn't see this movie, but I was trying to do the littlest bit of research.
Yeah.
Where like apparently he was hit with a shovel that's why he has the voice.
Yeah.
The whole middle-aged dad thing. That and like, oh my God, Popeyes was like big in this movie.
You're right.
Where like there's an entire stupid scene of them in a bench. I don't even know what they were. Yeah. But there's a bucket that says Popeyes family style wings, and it's like, dude, what is going on?
Yeah.
Are we just? This is just a money grab now? Is this where the money stuff is coming from?
I remember he deliberately, during the ending of the movie, mentions, he's like, Popeye's fried chicken.
Popeye's fried chicken.
Yeah, I remember hearing that often. The punchline of the whole movie is that they're doing a big battle against each other, and they're like, I'm so epic, I can do this. He's like, well, what about love? And then he sends out like a bunch of flowers and stuff. He's like, you're stupid and dumb, and I think that's stupid, so I'm gonna kill everybody. And so he's like gonna like unleash hell on the world unless they find a way to fix it really quick. So he turns into a bat, and to combat that, he invites Ozzy Osbourne on the stage to bite the bat's head off. And it's punctuated by Rob Schneider saying, you can do it, Ozzy, bite his goddamn head off.
You know what? I'm glad I didn't see that. No.
I don't know how I feel about that, considering my feelings towards Rob Schneider now. But I think that this is the pinnacle of the TBS movies.
Yeah.
This is a movie that if you see on TV, it's whatever, but every once in a while you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. That's kind of fun.
There's this scene here. Watch this. Yeah, that.
I personally would put it in B, but I think it's deserving of like C or. It does enough good.
You know what?
Okay.
Can we? The sets in hell are really good.
That's fair.
There's a lot of effort behind this movie.
Sure.
There is effort.
Yeah. It's not him and a bunch of people literally on a campsite in the middle of the world.
There's effort. So I would say C.
Yeah, I agree.
See, you know what, little Nicky, you won me over.
You won me over. I'll be charitable this time. You've won this time.
this time.
But now for Mr. Deeds, and Quisato has also mentioned that I think that Sony's first motion picture was Open Season or something like that.
Oh my God!
Super forgettable animated comedy, not great. And he said Sony Animation. It is technically Sony Animation. It's not Sony Studios, because Sony Studios also owns Columbia Pictures.
Yeah,
and a couple other things. So yeah.
Is Open Season the movie with the bear played by Ice Cube?
Yes.
Okay.
From what I remember.
The only reason I know is because of Ice Cube. That's
the only reason I know is there was a PS2 game that people speedrun.
No way.
I think so. It's still like for some reason the PS2 game or one of the games like still lives on to this day.
Is it like for the speed running? Like is it the association that does like the donations and what?
The Games Done Quick.
Yeah, awesome Games Done Quick stuff. Is it part of that? Because
it might be. It probably is.
That would be cool.
I love when they do stuff like that.
Yeah. No, they grab something so bad, so awful, and then make a good cause out of it.
Now, Mr. Deeds is another one of those kind of wish fulfillment kind of things. It's like, what if you had a gajillion dollar and a gross foot? So his foot is like petrified for some reason. I remember that a lot.
You would get a fountain that does Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah, that was that's only two parts of the movie. Is he meets also that one tennis player who's kind of like controversial.
There's a tennis player in it?
Yeah.
Oh no, she was ice skating.
No, there's a guy who's like, I'm trying to remember the tennis player's name, but like he makes a bad influence on Mr. Deeds, as well as there's a bunch of like rich upper crust people that make fun of him, and so he like punches them or something. He literally assaults them, and one of them says, "I think I shat myself." I remember he was a big large man and says that.
Put on B just for that.
Yep, just for that. So let's see here. But yeah, it's very forgettable, that one. I feel like I really don't remember much.
So it's in B.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's, but similarly, I'd put it in the same place as like, yeah, I guess like a different Hotel Transylvania, Anger Management, where it's like it's on the background.
I would prefer to watch that over Nikki for sure.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like it's a little bit above Big Daddy for me.
Yeah. Fuck it. Oh no, I'm looking at it already.
Well, let me give you a quick break with John Camacho saying, when Little Nicky's on, I always want it to be Dogma instead. Like, movie. I agree. Dogma's fun. I like Dogma. Dogma's way above the budget it should have.
But it's not. It's not of the same. It's not of the same caliber. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a different.
Dogma, Lil Nicky's budget, and then vice versa, and I feel like it would have been okay because Dogma is like shooting above its weight class with budget.
Also, isn't Dogma like how many years older?
I think they're around the same time. I think Dogma might have been early 2000s, but Lil Nicky was like a little bit mid 2000s.
And Dogma was who directed?
Smith.
Kevin Smith, not the other. Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Now, I really quickly want to mention Dogma because Kevin Smith is like he has so many stories about him. Yeah, a legend. Yeah. But like I like early Kevin Smith stories, even though he's come out and said like, yeah, that was like a weird time where I was like acting like I thought people wanted me to act. I'm glad he's like better now. But there's okay, people were protesting the movie because it had God in it, and it was like sacrilegious in a way. They had the Buddy Jesus where he's like doing the finger guns.
They really got in trouble for that?
Well, no, there was a protest.
Oh, there's always something like that, yeah.
So to the premiere, he heard that there would be a protest of like 1,000 people or a couple hundred. So he was like, "Oh, dude, that's crazy. I want to go see it." So he went, and it was literally people. And so what he did was he made a sign and he stood with them, with the protesters. And there's interview footage of the protesters, and then the interviewer just being like, is that Kevin Smith? And he goes over, he's like, "Why do you not like the movie?" And he's just like, "I just think it's stupid. I think it's a dumb movie and they shouldn't have made it."
They should have never made it.
It's so funny. So I'll see if I could find that footage and put it in a link in the screen. Or if I turn this into a YouTube shirt, I'll show you.
Can you imagine being part of that? Like, that's not even a riot. What is that? That's a picket line.
Yes, yeah. It's just a protest,
being part of that, and then later learning there was said so much shit about this.
I love the idea of the director being like, "What do people really think about me?"
Yeah,
awesome. And then Quesada said that I think Mr. Deeds is a remake of an older movie. Funny enough, don't quote me on that. And they said I looked it up. Yep, it's a remake. 1936 movie called Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, which it sounds like it. I mean, the premise alone is silly enough that it's just like, what if a guy does kind of nice deeds and he has a heart of gold, then they give him $1 billion?
Kane.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so I'm sorry, but we gotta do it. Pixels.
Pixels is the most
I can't fucking believe because the two it came out of he ruined. With this.
That was
Now on Punch Drunk Love. What do you think of Punch Drunk? Wedding singer ass screaming at everybody style character.
Easy.
Sure, yeah.
Like that's when like you see a like the little bit when someone screams, there's a little bit of genuine anger, but
consequential, and just how he, I don't know, he just feels like a really like
yeah.
that's like, the one part about the movie that's just like, okay, if you can't get past but
want to kill. I want to make people beautiful.
Yeah,
like that's nice. It.
I don't actually know anything about the cobbler.
I love the cobbler.
Yeah.
And let's admit it. That explanation, it feels so out of hand.
It's so stupid.
It's like, no, it's dumb. I would say, man, I really want to give it a B, but it's a. The Longest Yard. This is not. Is this a remake?
I think actually yes. I think so. 70s. Singer. What do you think about The Wedding Singer?